this video, we want to look at pivot tables. We want to deal with pivot tables. Pivot tables is another way of handling data analysis in Microsoft Excel. So in this pivot table, our research question is which subject has the highest average exam score by gender? So as a student of a tertiary institution or anyone that is into research, and you just need to do a research work and you have gathered your data sets and you want to do a kind of analysis on it, you can decide to use pivot tables. So, and that's why we are picking a research question. So which subject has the highest average exam score by gender? So look at this now. We have the student field, which contains the name, the gender field, the subject field, and the score field. So the first step is to enter our data into a table, in a table format as shown in this data set. So I'm going to be moving to where my data set is. Then I'm going to be increasing. I want to zoom so that you can see me the data set better. So this is my data set. I've entered the student names and also the scores. Now the reason why I'm leaving this part, which is gender and the student subject column, is because I want us to master data entry in Microsoft Excel. In Microsoft Excel, you don't necessarily need to always be typing what you have typed before. So it has a way of bringing out things that you have typed before so that you can easily move to other cells and type some other things. Now, for instance, a gender column is a column that contains two types of data sets as per location is concerned. So a place like Nigeria, we have female and male as our gender. In some other countries, they have more than that. So in a case where you have male and female as your gender, so that means if you are having like 13 students, as we have it on this sample data, you might be having repetition of gender. So you may be having repetition of gender, and which is very, 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 very possible. So in this data set, we have repetition of gender. The first one is male. Type it. Then the second one is female on the sample data. Then the next one after the female is male. So after typing here, you can see that Excel is already suggesting for me, are you trying to type male? So I don't need to type it in full. I just press my down arrow key, it goes to the next cell. Then the next one is female. After pressing F, it's suggesting, so I click on down arrow button. It takes me to the next one. Then the next one is male again. I press my M and it's giving me, so I go down. I don't need to type everything in full. The next one is female. I just press the F and go down. The next one is male again. I press my M and go down. The next one is female. I press my F and go down. The next one is male. I press my M, go down. The next one is female. I type my F and go down. Type my M and go down. Type my F and then move to the next cell. So it makes my typing faster. Now, this one contains subjects, math. It's also possible to also have repetition here too. The next one is math, so just type the M and it's giving you the suggestion, so you press down arrow to continue. Then the next one is English. You type it in full. The next time you are typing English again, it's going to bring a suggestion, then you go down. The next one is science. And the next time you type SC, you can see it's bringing it science, so I go down. I don't need to just. The next one is math. As soon as I put my M, it comes up. The next one is math again. The next one is English. As soon as I put my E, it comes up. Then I go on. S science, then S science. I think there's a mix-up. Math, English, science, math, English, then science. Okay, so I'm done now. Having entered all your data into the Microsoft Excel environment on your worksheet, the next step is to now insert a pivot table. You click anywhere inside the data. After clicking anywhere inside the data, you go to insert. So after going to insert, the next thing is you click on pivot table. So After clicking on pivot table, you make sure that select a table or range. It's already selecting the range of data we have for us, so leave this one. Don't use external data source, just leave it like this. Then under choose where you want the pivot table reports to be placed, you make sure that you choose new worksheet. Choose new worksheet. So then you now click on, after choosing new worksheet, you click on OK. So it's going to come into sheet 4. And my pivot table is going to be represented on a new sheet, which is what? Sheet 4. Now, let us set up the pivot table fields. So we are going to drag the subject to rows. This is our subject here. I don't know if you can see it well. Maybe I should zoom it. So let me magnify so that you can see better. Thank you. So my subject, this is my subject. So I'm going to drag it. I'll hold down my mouse pointer on it. Then I'll drag it. I'll drag it to rows. This is where the rows is. I'll drop it here. As soon as I do that, let's check. You can see on my pivot table, on my worksheet, you can see what is represented. Rows, students, and it's showing the names of the students in rows. So I'm going to go back there again to my pivot table fields. So when I get there, I'm going to drag gender to columns. This is my gender. I'm going to drag it to columns, and then I'll drop it there. So let's go and check again. So you can see gender in column, female, male. Then having done that, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag my score to values. I'm going to drag my score to value. I think there's a mix up here. I'm supposed to drag subjects. It is subject I'm supposed to drag to rows. So it's not students. So I'm going to drag my subject to rows. So this is my subject. I drag it to row. So let's see how the data is represented. You can see the subject has been dragged. We only have 3 subjects: English, math, and science. But on the original data, you can see there are repetition. This is the original data. You can see is showing math, English, science, and so on. But because this one is an analysis tool, it's just bringing out the 3 subjects alone for the rows. It's not bringing out a repetition of subject. Then we can see the female. We can also see the male that has been dragged into the column. Now, the next thing is to drag my values, my score to value. So I'm going to hold down on the scores, and I'm going to drag it and drop it in values. So now let's see how it is represented. So you can see that now. Females, total score in English is 170. In math, it's 170. In science, it's 185. And the male, the total score in English is 153. That means that the cumulative score of the male is lower compared to the cumulative score of the female in English language. So that means the females in total perform better than the male. So you can see maths 170, the male they have 155. Then science 185, the male has 177. And the grand total of both scores is for maths 323, for maths 325, English 323, and for science it is 362. Now, let's continue with our work over here. Let's continue with our work over here. Now that we have been able to drag our score to values, now, normally you can see that the default is showing us the sum of our scores. So we want to change that. We want it to show us. So we are going to click on the drop down in values. We are going to click on the drop down in values. Okay, I'm trying to figure that out now. So we are going to click on the drop down in values here. So having clicked on the drop down in values, so we are going to go to value field settings. We go to value field settings. It's going to bring out this dialog box. So instead of showing us the sum of scores, we want to see the average of scores. So we want to see the average of scores. So after clicking on that, we are now going to click on OK. We are going to click on OK after choosing average. Okay, I'm just trying to balance everything very well before I choose my OK. I'm looking at it. There are other things that is needed. Okay, I think we are good. So I'll just click on OK. Now, this shows us the average of scores. The average of score for English female is 85. The average of score for male is 76.5. The average score for maths female is 85. The average score for maths English is 77.5. The average score for science female is 92.5, and the average score for science male is 88.5. So this is the outcome of our analysis. We shouldn't forget, what are we actually checking? We are looking at which subject has the highest average exam score by gender. So the highest average exam score by gender, grand total, is giving us what? 87.5. That is the female. While the highest average exam score, the grand total for the male, is giving us 80.8333. You can take this down by clicking on this button here to reduce the decimal. I want to reduce the decimal. Okay, let's just leave it the way it is for now. Let's just leave it the way it is for now, okay? Control Y. Okay, good. So now, this is the outcome of our analysis with our pivot table. So the conclusion is that science is a subject with the highest average score exams, the average exam score across the gender. Science is the highest average exam score. That is the conclusion of this research. Yeah, across gender. And the female students, they are the ones that perform better. They outperform the male students in every subject in this data set. In every subject, the female students, they outperformed the male students. These female students, they have higher scores than male in all the subjects. Terms of average now. Then science has the highest average score for both gender. In both male and female, science has the highest average score. Another thing we can deduce from this result is that the subject with the highest average score overall is science, especially for female students, which is what? 92.5. So that is now some of the facts that we can deduce from this analysis. Thank you. See you in my next video.